Hello there everybody, it's Joe here and welcome back once again to my F1 23 career mode campaign. The circus moves on and we arrive at Spa for the Belgian Grand Prix. If you haven't seen the last one, I urge you to check that out before you check this one out. This is your last chance to do so before spoilers. Well, after a win in the French Grand Prix with a genius strategic call, we move on now to the Belgian Grand Prix, the last race before the summer break. And I tell you, we have got some good momentum going here. Let's keep this going. And we're first off qualifying for the Belgian Grand Prix. That line I'm not sure is anything to be desired, but we have got ourselves through Q1 quite nicely. I did improve upon that time as well. So onwards to a rain-soaked Q2, and it is really coming down. Also, I really want to get past Porsche here without getting held up too much, because I'm trying to set a decent lap, but I think Porsche is going to hold me up a little bit here. And yep, he's not getting out of the way, so I assume he's on a hot lap too, which does no favours for us as I run a little bit deep into Blanchimont. But we're going to overtake him into the bus stop. Is it done? Oh no, I've got a bit deep. And Porsche comes back across on me. I think that's his way of letting us know what he thinks of that overtaking move. We do a 1:57 lap time, which is good enough for fastest. But I decided to go again, and I was the only one, bearing in mind, on intermediates. But I just felt like they were the tyre to go for. And as we carried on, the rain isn't coming down quite as hard. That worked for us. But in trying to get out of the way of the Ferrari here, I ended up getting in his way. And the Ferrari hit me. We can see it on board with what I believe is Carlos Sainz. I'm trying to go to the left to get out of the way. He goes left as well. Misjudgment was painful there. And I do have, for the Grand Prix itself, a 5-place grid penalty, which I will accept my share of the blame for. Just a complete misjudgment there, and now as we finish qualifying for the sprint race, it is going to be pole position.
Finished, it's time to remind ourselves once again of our top three: Sparkles, Verstappen, and Felipe. It's wet here today and we're expecting those downpours to continue. This will make for a difficult sprint for all the teams. Let's run you through the driver grid order for today's exciting sprint. Sparkles lines up on pole position and Max Verstappen lines up alongside. Considering the rest of the grid, we have Drugovich, Perez, Sainz, Norris, Gasly, Ocon, Russell, Leclerc, Magnussen, Bottas, Tsunoda, Zhou, Stroll, Théo Pourchaire, Liam Lawson, Oscar Piastri, De Vries, Hulkenberg, Sargent, and Alex Albon picks up the last spot on the grid.
The rain is really coming down again as we begin the sprint race here at Spa. What kind of start is it going to be? It's an okay start that we've got, but Verstappen has got off the line really well and is going to lead into turn one. I was thinking of going full send down the inside, but there was no sense in doing that. Sergio Perez also gaining out in that start, moving up into P3. Our teammate Drugovich dropping down to 5th, and Drugovich losing out there as I nearly lose it going round Eau Rouge. And we're now heading up to the top of the hill. And are we going to be able to get in the slipstream of Verstappen before Lecom? The answer is no. So Verstappen leads. I'm second. And it's Perez, Sainz and Drugovich rounding out the top 5 in this sprint race. We've only got 8 laps to get past. And I want to get past as early as possible. Trying to find a way around the outside there. That's not going to work. Verstappen holding the line well. It's going to be a full send move at the end of the Kemmel Straight, I reckon. That's exactly what we're trying to set up. And look, we've even got a little run on Max. Going round Eau Rouge, nearly losing it again. I really thought the car was going straight round and into the wall, but no, we managed to keep it out. Verstappen defending the inside, but we're going to sweep round the outside and take the lead of this Belgian Grand Prix sprint race. And I'm going to be honest with you, from this point onwards, it's a lead that I am going to hold on to right up until the final lap, where Verstappen is now starting to come back at me and the rain is easing off. Verstappen having a look to the outside, I'm on the inside. Verstappen trying to do the move we did on him. Verstappen nearly getting it done there, but he seemed to go a little bit wrong. And as we have the inside, Verstappen backing out. Is he going to try again? We cover the inside line, although there I was defending thin air, so I don't know what we were doing there. But we're still just about holding on to the lead. And Sergio Perez is now having a go, and Perez actually gets past Verstappen. Is Perez going to take this race win right at the end? Perez going for it, and Perez is ahead, but we've got the inside line. But now Perez has the inside line. We're going to have to try and hold around the outside. Sergio Perez nearly went from third to first in the final lap of that sprint, but we were just about able to hold off the Red Bull, and we have taken a brilliant sprint race win. That was a controlled drive up until the last lap. I had both Red Bulls giving it their best shot there, but in the end we hold them both off for a nice 8 points for winning the sprint. Perez gets second, Verstappen third, then it's Sainz, Drugovich, Norris, Ocon and Russell rounding out the top 8. What can the Belgian Grand Prix itself throw our way? We're going to be starting from P6 thanks to the grid penalty. Gasly is also down the field, so Gasly not having a good weekend whatsoever. This is our chance to extend that gap in the championship. Hopefully we can make something of the race from P6.
Welcome to this visit to the Ardennes countryside. Spa-Francorchamps hosted its first Grand Prix back in 1925. And this... Let's run you through the driver grid order for today's exciting race. Sergio Perez will lead us away from pole position, edging out Max Verstappen, who'll start from P2. Looking down the rest of the grid, we have Sainz, Drugovich, Norris, Sparkles, Ocon, Russell, Leclerc, Gasly, Magnussen, Bottas, Théo Pourchaire, Tsunoda, Joe, Stroll, Oscar Piastri, Liam Lawson, De Vries, Hulkenberg, Sargent, and Alex Albon picks up the last spot on the joint. Let's talk about Sparkles. What do you make of...
Time to get this Belgian Grand Prix underway. 22 laps ahead of us, and we are underway. Norris does not get a good start, neither does Sainz. Drugovich, however, is having a look at Verstappen for P2, up the inside of La Source, but Verstappen has got a good run round the outside, and Max Verstappen, unfortunately for us, just holds it to Drugovich, having to settle for third. Perez leads, Verstappen second, Drugovich third. We're fourth, nearly losing it through Eau Rouge. And then it's Sainz and Ocon 5th and 6th. And I'm hoping to get in the slipstream of Felipe Drugovich to have a look, but it's not going to happen on this lap. But I am grateful to have gained 2 places upon this opening lap. That's going to help me move forward in this race. Right, tucking in your top 5 are Perez, Verstappen, Drugovich, myself and Sainz. And Carlos not too far behind me, so after that bad start, I think he wants to try and take P4 back, and he's going to have a look into La Source, but he didn't quite get the exit we did. Perez leading, setting the fastest lap as he does so. My first mission, though, is to get past my teammate, and this is one thing I want to see added to my team career mode, is a team orders button, or even the regular career mode. Add like a button that you can press that says I'm faster than my teammate, and if you have been faster over the course of 2 or 3 laps, they get out your way. Well, Drugovich didn't really fight that one down the straight. He did go to the inside, but we moved up into P3, and now we can begin the chase on the Red Bulls. Perez, Verstappen, Waters, your front 3, and I'm getting very determined to find a way through into the lead here. Unfortunately, the 2 Red Bulls are holding it well, but we have a long race ahead of us, and I think I can crack these 2. So, here we are, lap 3 now, and I'm getting ready to have a run up the hill on Max Verstappen. Are we even going to be able to do him in Eau Rouge? Not quite. I did think maybe we could get the momentum, but that'd be a brave one to do on Max Verstappen, of all people. You're not going to get past Max easily. Here we go, DRS is open, so it is too with Max. He's coming defensive now, but he's going a little bit quicker than us. I've gone down the outside, brake late, and that's not worked out for us at all. And now I'm on the outside trying to make momentum, not working there. Verstappen holding the place. And Max Verstappen keeping that P2. We went a little bit too deep into the corner, and that allowed Max to re-find his way through. Lap 4 now, as we head up the hill. Perez is starting to pull away from Max a bit now, so Sergio getting on with this one. He can see a win for himself here. Are we going to be past Max? Not quite yet. Again, we're still harrying the rear of that Red Bull, trying to find a way, ducking and diving everywhere, trying to find a side to attack him. But Verstappen, well, while we're ducking and diving everywhere, he just seems cool as a cucumber, and he is not getting phased by my attacking. But here we go up the hill, and this time I am much closer with overtake, with DRS, trying to find a way through the inside. No, not likely there. We hit the rev limiter, swing round the outside, and this time we are up into P2, ahead of Max Verstappen, and now it's time to chase down Sergio Perez. Drugovich and Sainz are having a little scrap for fourth, and the Haas there is going into a car that was blowing up. I didn't see it was blowing up. It was an Alfa Romeo, and I think it's the Haas of Albon that goes into him. That brings out the safety car, so the safety car is now out, meaning we are all pitting in, and the Red Bulls will have to stack, and in that situation, well, they're actually favouring Perez. It must be a blue moon, everybody, because normally they'd find a way to get Perez out the way to help Max. Anyway, shots at Red Bull aside, we are now in the pits, waiting for our tyres to be changed. We've actually had an issue with our tyre change there. That's karma for my Max comment. And we're now back out. We're still in P2. Max is in P3. And Sainz is now ahead of Drugovich, much to the insignificance of our team. So that's a double karmic stroke there. Karma deciding, no, you're not going to take that shot and get away with it. So, P2 as we now get on with this restart. Having a look down the inside of Perez. Are we going to get this done? We're just going to run too deep. And Perez says, thank you very much. Gracias, mi amigo. And he goes straight past. But now we're going to try and use the run up the hill, up Eau Rouge, using everything we can of our battery, draining it even, to try and get closer to Perez, and we are closer. But it's just, you're not going to get an overtake done from there, are you? Unless you're Daniel Ricciardo with his super dive bombs, you're not going to make that work. And we've gone onto the grass. We've got a bit wide, lost a bit of momentum. And Verstappen sends it down the inside and retakes P2. Max Verstappen, a last minute dive for him, but he takes second back from us. And once again, we are now back on the trail of two Red Bulls, trying to find a way through. Half of the race to go, and I've got it all to do all over again. And Sainz is getting close there to Carlos, wanting to rob me of P3, but we've caught back up with Max Verstappen, and I'm going to try and get a run round Blanchimont into the bus stop if we can. And look, I'm already gaining on the Red Bull, so hopefully there will be a way through at the end of the lap, but we're not quite close enough, so it's going to have to be, again, set him up for the Kemmel Straight, out of the last corner, round the bus stop, and onto the pit straight. Verstappen seems a little bit wobbly there, and that's where we can gain. And we have gained on the straight. Now we're heading up the hill. Here we go. Look how close we are. This is going to be a done deal, surely. On the left of Verstappen, who stays to the right. He tries to squeeze me and gives me only just the width of an F1 car. But we take it, keep our foot in it, and move up into P2. Now it's time to re-terrorise Perez for the lead again. Don't think you're getting away with this one that easily, Sergio. I am right behind you. And now I'm really close. I'm wanting a look at that P1, at the race lead. We're giving it all we've got. This has been such a hard-fought battle. It may have looked easy on the video, but I have had to nail every single corner perfectly and really push for it just to even stay in touch with the Red Bull here. So I may be attacking my tyres more than I'd like, but I'm trying to stay in pursuit of Sergio Perez for this Belgian Grand Prix win. Perez leading the way at the end of a lap once again, half a second to myself now, and this is where we set up the winning move. And look at that, that was beautiful car placement out of La Source, heading up the hill towards Eau Rouge and Raidillon. And as we head to the Kemmel Straight, this should be again a done deal. We're close to Perez. We're going to try and go for the inside. Perez covers, so we're going to move to the left. Are we going to get this done with a bit of late braking? Yes, we do. Into the race lead we go for the first time. Oh, unlucky Perez, you led 2/3 of this race, but I will take it from here, bucko, and take it all the way to the checkered flag for 26 juicy championship points, if I can hold on to it. Someone who's not holding on to things by the look of it is Logan Sargent, dropping out of the race for Williams. But here we are in the closing lap of the Belgian Grand Prix. No further dramas befell us. It has been quite a display. From the moment we got ahead of Perez, we just pulled away by about a tenth or two every lap. We had everything we needed, and we're heading out of Stavelot now towards Blanchimont. We took pole position. We took the sprint race win. Unfortunately, it didn't translate to pole position for the main event, as we had a grid penalty for a collision in qualifying. But we're going to come round the bus stop and win the Belgian Grand Prix. A perfect weekend. Well, a near perfect weekend. But you know what? That'll do.
Ah, fantastic drive. That's just fantastic. Amazing. You deserved that race win. Well done, mate.
So after a day of mixed fortunes up and down the field, we bring today's race to a close. Tell me, Ant, how do you think they were able to deliver such an incredible result today?
Well, they certainly stood out as a driver with tons of confidence on the track. I think their ability to keep their cool, even during some of the more hectic parts, to capitalise on the mistakes of other drivers, giving them the opportunity to make their way to the top spot with ease.
Well, I'm thoroughly exhausted after the excitement of that race, but I'm sure it's nothing compared to our drivers here. They've worked hard to make it up there, and it's great to see them make their way onto the podium now. Let's have a quick look at how
it's a perfect score for us, with 34 points being taken away from Spa, and Gasly taking a miserable 2 points away from Spa. That is going to extend our championship gap massively. But in the end, the race was won by myself, with Perez second, Verstappen third, Sainz fourth, and Drugovich only able to manage fifth. Then it was Norris, Russell, Leclerc, Gasly and Pourchaire rounding out the top 10. A miserable day then for Pierre Gasly. A miserable weekend all round. Mercedes not even doing that particularly much better with Russell, who finished P7. So, one to forget if you're a Mercedes fan. And we're going to move to have a look at the standings now. That is a 33-point gap we have heading into the summer break, with Gasly only 18 ahead of Verstappen and George Russell falling off a bit too. Drugovich, he needs to start getting better results if he wants to mix it with the top few as well, especially for us in the constructors as well. We need Drugovich to be getting these results. So come on, Felipe, get your foot down, get your finger out. Well, thank you for watching this instalment of Career Mode. Don't forget to leave a like and hit the subscribe button if you're new here and you want to see more content from me. Until the next time, I've been Joe, TTFN, ta-ta for now, take care.